Hello there everybody, Oimon here, and welcome back to Broken Pieces, where when we last left off, let's see, what have we been doing? Well, we've been exploring around all the areas that we could get to, sort of properly using our ability to switch seasons for some reason, in order to explore around, solve puzzles, and we've done a decent chunk. That's the wrong button. No, that's not right either. No, that ain't right either. Hang on, it's one of these buttons. It was that one. There we go. So, as you can see, we've explored a decent thing. There's a museum thing we got to work out how the hell to turn the power on for that. I haven't worked that one out yet. Nighttime studies. Put the audio journals in the recorder. Right, yes, because one of the things we did last time is we explored the church. But we couldn't really do anything there because we found an important document, and the game is sort of set up that it like bookends almost chapters by you needing to sleep, which is a bit weird, but hey ho, it is what it is. So yeah, we've got the church, which we're apparently missing something on that, but yeah, so we've got all these things to work out and try and solve, but yeah, so apparently we got these tapes. Okay.
Pierre? This is going to sound ridiculous, but I needed to talk to you, so here I am. I know it's not a phone, and you're not on the other side, but I make do with what I have. The evenings are long without you, and I miss our discussions. I'm locked up because of the monsters, so I have to find something to take care of. You'll never believe me, but I've discovered a new passion, making bullets for my pistol. It has become my comforting little evening ritual. And then I read newspapers or documents that I found. I try by all means to discover information that would allow me to understand what is happening here. When I can't sleep, I sort my tapes and listen to your songs again. This is by far my favorite time of the day. Well, it's already very late, and I have a long day ahead of me tomorrow. I'm going to bed. Sweet dreams.
Okay.
It was really soporific, but I managed to finish the book found in the church. There is a lot of information about this place and the village in general. It's sad, but it wasn't such a bad evening in comparison. If we go back many centuries, St. Exil experienced a much more sumptuous period. Originally, this village was only a small fishing hamlet by the sea, but it was located on the only road between two larger villages on the coast. It is with the cooperation of four great figures that the village developed and experienced its greatest activity: the Vinios, who ensured the agricultural activity of the village; the Derault family, who were dedicated to fishing activities; the Duc de Bliard, who ensured the defense of the village with his soldiers; and finally, the Abbot Royot, in charge of the spirituality through its church. Thanks to the progress brought by this collaboration, St. Exil had been able to develop for 100 years. But, sadly, during the following centuries, the village did not know the destiny that we imagined, and this prosperity turned into a distant memory. In remembrance of this period, which still resonates until today, these personalities were honored with the presence of a tomb that are located in the narthex and in the transept of the church. They also built a cross at the end of the Assumption Church that is a receptacle for 4 plates, each illustrating one of the families. Once a year, these plaques are gathered and placed on the cross to allow the inhabitants of St. Exil to have a moment of commemoration for its history and its ancestors.
Ah, okay, now that sounds like the clue we needed for the puzzle. We've got to gather up the 4 plates, put them in the cross, and it opens up the door to the tomb, or the crypt. But based on the fact that this one has the little exclamation mark triangle thing on it, this is the one that's going to give us the actual clue, so...
While I was crossing the church to reach the altar, I noticed light coming from an inaccessible room located just below. It's probably a kind of forbidden crypt. But then why would there be light inside? Considering the police are looking for cult members, this would be a perfect place for them to regroup in total secrecy. There's a procedure to follow to unlock the crypt's access, but it's going to be complicated. The door lock is linked to a mechanism inside the memorial cross. If I place 4 commemorative plates, the cross will unlock the door automatically. Well, supposedly, at least. Right now, only one of the 4 plates is inserted on this cross, the one honoring the Duc de Bliard. The others are scattered in various places in St. Exel. I have to go to the church to learn a little more about the other plates. They seem to be commemorating specific families whose tombs are inside the church itself. My investigation is turning into a treasure hunt. How great. Last note. Based on the documents, the key that unlocks most of the doors in the church is hidden at the heart of the cross, and I can already access it.
Ah, well that's good to know. So, yeah, we get the key, unlock all the doors we couldn't unlock before. The church is probably a bit more open now as well. I do wonder if some of the locked gates will just be open, but I don't know. We'll see, we'll see.
Since I deactivated the jammer on the keys of St. Exel, the fountains react sort of like portals, allowing me to see the village under the snow, as if I was switching over several months later and rediscovering everything in another season. When I approach Rocky from the fountain, the water gradually begins to light up. If the pebble comes into contact, everything changes immediately. I can literally change the weather in St. Exel on command. I read somewhere that the fountains were built a very long time ago, and that their source is the same groundwater deep under the village. That doesn't explain to me why it does that, but I prefer to warn you. Do you think there would be the same type of rock under the village directly? The only downside to all this is that triggering the storm using the rock doesn't work if it's snowing. And, well, it's super cold, too.
Oh, does it not? You know, I never actually tried to trigger a storm during the snow period. Did I? I don't think I ever tried that. I don't think it was ever necessary for me to do so. Ooh, water column. I've been wondering about these.
Did I ever tell you about the sea columns? It's the only thing I like about this hell. If you could see them, you would love them too. These are huge columns of water that start from the sea and rise slowly towards the sky, to infinity. They exude a feeling of quiet strength, serene power. They carry with them rocks which gravitate alongside them throughout their ascent. I don't know how to describe it, but I feel almost calm looking at them. Still, I don't think we should be fooled by their placid appearance. Inside, thunder and flashes rage silently, reminding us that they are inhabited by a formidable energy. Moreover, they also emit strange and deaf noises, like an animal cry or a complaint. Anyway, I'm not the only one to be fascinated by this show. Birds and seagulls are attracted to these columns and flock to their base by the hundreds. They fly around for hours, as if waiting for something. I'm always afraid they'll get caught, but the columns are gentle giants. One thing is certain. I will continue to admire them from the cliffs.
Fair enough.
This is very weird. This is very weird, Pierre. I found some ultra-bright and colorful sphere in this village. When I approach it, I start feeling like I'm being transported to a totally surreal world, a blinding world, rather calm, in which the water can go up the waterfalls, like these columns of water. Have you seen them too? Compared to the daily grind, it's a rather pleasant world to sink in. It feels quite cold, though. In this dreamlike environment, I walk through Greek and Roman vestige, just like those we saw on our trips before moving to the coast. I have the feeling of being constantly exposed to things that we experienced in the past. It allows me to cling into many memories of our arrival in St. Exel, and all the events that took place before I was left alone here. Strangely, I have the feeling that time no longer passes when I find myself in this alternate world. Am I imagining this? Am I starting to daydream? Am I totally crazy, Pierre?
No, but what you are is very annoying when you go into those things, because... anything I haven't looked at? Memories. Are these from the... oh, that's right, yeah, these are from the from the weird orb things where I get teleported elsewhere. So are these actual stories or what? I'm not sure if I want to listen to all of this, but...
It was a new beginning. We no longer had a penny in our pocket, but real hope in our eyes. Nobody knew us here. We were really starting from zero. We could have completely changed our ways of being if we had wanted. We had found the house that seemed perfect. At least perfect for us. It was a large building made entirely of wood and stones from the region, and which proudly faced the sea. We had so much space. We were finally able to breathe. And then there was a fireplace that gave such a warm atmosphere. It gave me a quiet yet powerful feeling of serenity since the first day. Well, up until what is happening at the moment. Although, we must admit that it deserves a little refurbishment. Or at least a little wiping. The paint has suffered the effects of salt and time, and the holy windows let the wind pass through the whole house. You can hardly see it, but we threw all our last savings into this hole. Anyway, Pierre was only thinking of one thing. Take as much space as possible to store his instruments, whether it's the bedrooms, the living room, or even the attic. Today, the garden is in a sad state. It looks like a dump. I used a lot of things that were lying around for tinkering or training. I feel good in this garden, especially right now. It's the only place I know I can be safe. None of these things are going to attack me here. With all the boxes we had, the laziness quickly caught up with us. This explains this feeling of permanent mess or perpetual moving. Life in boxes. Maybe we didn't really dare to open them all. Maybe it was too heavy after all these kilometers between us and people we love. It reminded us of too many things. It reminds me even more today.
Blimey, these are long. But I feel like I should listen to them at least.
I remember. It was during the month of September. The weather was still warm and cloudless. It promised to be a beautiful day. I had gone to take out the trash when I saw this big cardboard box lying there in front of the house door. Above were inscribed in bold initials, M.B. At the time, I didn't know what those letters stood for. It wasn't until much later that I learned they meant Matthew Banks, the former tenant of the house. So I didn't ask myself any more questions and went to the post office. It must also be said that it wasn't the first time I had to return a package that didn't belong to me. But this time it was different. When I handed the parcel to the secretary, she replied that she had never seen anything like it, and that she would not take care of it. When I got home, I couldn't help it. I opened the package. Maybe I shouldn't have. A surprise sure was waiting for me inside. This was a kind of scientific suit that was to be used to protect against chemicals and deadly viruses or that kind of ultra-nice things. I was paralyzed, shocked. I wanted to understand. Why did the former tenant need this kind of outfit? For the garden? His work? But then what kind of work was it? As soon as he got home, I showed the package to Pierre. He wasn't really comfortable with the idea of this sort of thing hanging in our house either. We relegated it to the attic. It's not as if the place for such an item was in the living room. We thought at the time, maybe Matthew will want to recover what belongs to him.
Okay. This next one's 5 minutes long. I almost feel like I should wait on this one. You know what? I think we've listened to enough so far. Let's leave that one for another time. Alright. Oh, time was moving when I was doing that? Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay. Figures the time was moving while I was listening to those. If I'd have known, I wouldn't have bothered. Oh, really? 24? That's the most I can carry, is it?
I am a living experiment on sugar.
Okay. Okay. We should probably take mushrooms and shrimp. I don't know if we're going to need those. But yeah, we'll take some anyway, just in case. Because we may need to distract some birds. It's been a semi-reoccurring thing. Okay, so my goal today, church. Okay. Gotta remember where the quickest way to the church is. I think it's through that door.
I have to go to this crypt. I feel like I'm close to my goal.
Damn it. Damn it. Well, I got the health regen, so I don't think that would be a problem in the long run. Hopefully, anyway. Now I gotta remember which way is which. I think the church was this way? Yes. Shortcuts! I made a point of unlocking them last time. Did do that. I forget, what was down here? Oh, that's right, it was a back door.
Tomb of the Duc de Bliard. He was in charge of defending St. Exil's agricultural and maritime activities. The White Manor is one of the vestiges of this family, who still live in the region. An ingenious system initially developed for its moats made it possible to send water to different parts of the village. I am gonna need a key for this one.
Right, yeah, I think my first goal, get that key. Once I remember where the door is.
It must have taken a lot of time to set up all this staging. A lot of struggling souls probably joined the devotees over time.
Oh, is it in that cross?
The Assumption Memorial Cross. It was created in honor of the people who participated in the prosperity of St. Exil. Looking more closely at the cross, one has the impression that some parts can be interlocked on the sides. This key will allow me to explore the church a little more. I've seen the same kind of lock around.
Nice. Okay, now we can explore. Hopefully. Possibly. Theoretically. Well, I don't know exactly where to start, but we'll start back where we entered the place originally. Oh, I wonder if we can go up there, actually. That's a place to look. God, you can almost never run in this game. Aha!
Too many people have access to this damn bell tower, so the craftsman installed a system for me to block the door. Since I'm the only one who knows about music, you'll all have to go through me. Well, I'm going to need to learn the organ to continue upstairs. If I'm good enough, I'll make a duet with Pierre.
Okay, so I need some form of music thing.
This door seems locked by a complex mechanism.
Okay. Okay, well, still. It's a clue. Don't know what to specifically, but I'm sure we'll think of something.
It has been condemned by the sect.
Well, okay. Can we still not go in there then?
Completely locked.
It's a start. It's something, I suppose. I wasn't there. Ha! Good.
Nothing.
Ooh. Flower house door handle. I didn't know it needed one, but I'm glad I've got it. So that's a start.
Hello, Francois. I heard the cult vandalized your property. You have my full support in this ordeal. Glad the storage room is useful to someone here. Leave your things there as long as necessary. P.S. Regarding the flower house garden door, the mayor gave me the handle they used to unlock it. I left it here.
You know, that is not the first time I've seen one of those circle things. I'm fairly certain there's one back at the house. Interesting. Pattern game? I mean, it's Simon, basically. Or some variant thereof. So, the flower garden, is that for the mansion down by the lighthouse? Might be. Alright, let's see where else I can go. There's got to be some places.
I could never open that one.
I'm trying to remember where else we need a key.
Tomb of the Dureau family. The fishing activity. They thus were the first informed of the contents of the merchant's cargoes in St. Axel. An envied position.
So I guess we needed the key to get the door handle, didn't we?
It has been condemned by the sect.
I'm trying to think of any other doors. Okay, the only other place to think of is... Did I check that box? I did. Okay. We still need to keep an eye out for another axe. We're always in need of axes because they don't last 5 friggin' seconds. So I don't think there was any other doors over in this section, but I will have another double check very quick. I think all we had was... Oh no, this was unlocked too. Never mind. Or can be unlocked, I should say. Okay, very good.
Note for the ornithologist experimenting in our vegetable garden. We are happy to lend you a corner of the garden, but please do not occupy the rest of the space. Your birds seem to go completely crazy inside their cages. I've taken it upon myself to release them.
Interesting.
The ornithologist observed the behavior of the birds in contact with these weird rocks. Exponential growth experiment. Do not touch with your hands. Can induce dreamlike experiences.
Okay. So we can make it winter if we need. Although, why, I'm not exactly sure. We'll make a quick save while we're here. Also looks like I lost my health regen bonus, which is a teensy bit annoying. Ooh. Library.
A lot of activity probably took place here in the past, but it quickly became dismal once the monks had left.
You're a bundle of sunshine, aren't you? Alright, so we've got to find...
It must have taken a hell of a lot of wood to heat this building. I wonder if they spent more time chopping wood or reading. Woodcutter monks.
You have the weirdest non sequiturs, you realize that, right? Bonzomez. Okay.
Abbot Ruald commemorative plate. Let's find you a place back on that cross.
Nice. 1 down, 3 to go. That one, at least, was relatively easy. Bit of an annoying boss fight, but hey ho, what are you gonna do? Need to think where the best place to get another regen is. Could spend another couple hours sitting on a bench just to, you know, see what happens when I regen my health, but it would waste some time. Let's have a look. Anything here changed? Like, there must be a reason you can do this here, right? And again, maybe not. Okay. So we got the door handle, and we need to know something about the music. The organ. Okay, well, we'll put the first plate in place. I'll need to get it out of my inventory while I'm here. Huh, I only need 3. One of them's already in place, I just noticed. Oh, well, that's good. That means I only need 2 plates. Even better. Okay, I'm trying to think, where do I want to go? We need to go to the lighthouse. If that door handle is for the door I think it is, we need to go to the lighthouse area. That means going to... He's going past the house. I don't think there's another connection between any of the areas. I think so, anyway.
Moi je t'aime.
Snip into the house and grab a gem from the fridge. Hopefully, anyway. I don't know what these heart items are for. I almost feel like they're collectibles, but I don't know.
A little perfection for the road.
Because I'm not 100% sure with that regen. I think, could be wrong, but I think that the regen works by essentially, it will refill a certain amount of health. I don't know if it's timed. Could be wrong. It might just be on a timer.
All right.
Oh no.
Behind all great puzzles lies an even greater myth.
Okay, so we gotta get into there.
The prizes obtained do not engage the responsibility of George's workshop in the event of bodily injuries or even severe burns.
Okay, that works.
I'm done with you.
Nice. Still don't know how to turn those on, but I'm sure we'll work it out.
The flower house once belonged to the Vinio family, which played a leading role in local agriculture. The basement illustrating the former activities of the family can be visited during Heritage Days. An ingenious controllable water supply system of the White Manor made it possible to supply the property if necessary.
New objective? The museum's power supply back on. Oh, wait. Into plate. Methinks we've got to make it winter for that. Hey, we're in.
Ran out of battery a long time ago. Makes this whole house seem stuck in time. Ran out of battery a long time ago. Makes this whole house seem stuck in time.
Hang on. That seems a bit too specific. I think it was 115, wasn't it? Hang on, let me write that down. 115. There we go. Yeah, right. Ah. See, look. Is that one of these circle things?
I swear, officer, it's not a break-in. The back door was open.
You do like making little quips, don't you?
Nothing.
Required to drink light. Okay. How big is this place?
Someone left a tape. Journaling is not just for grown-ups.
What was the...
Dad, science we are moving again. The electrician came to change the old fuse code in the basement. Because you weren't there, he asked me for a code, and I want to play a game. You never play with me, so now you will have to find the answer all by yourself. It's a 4-digit code. The first is the hour on the living room clock, the one you never replaced the batteries for. Then I've put the minute. And then I've put the number of boat sails in the house. Have fun!
Boat sails in the house. Okay.
I have never seen a ship like this.
I guess that's 3 for now. Oh. Okay, so we need to find the number of boat sails in the house. Bloody kids, man.
I like the colors of this boat.
No sails.
I would like to be very small and climb in it. Yar.
I'll say 2. Don't even know where the hell the code goes. I mean, I can hazard a guess, but... Okay. Let's see now.
Can't do that now. Can't do that now.
Can you not? Don't really know why not, but apparently you can't. Okay. We need to make it winter. Fairly certain. So I've got to remember where the nearest water... Ah. Don't even need to remember. It's right here.
The door is blocked by the snow.
Oh. Guess we gotta go around.
The door is blocked by the snow.
I thought that... Okay, so... Wait. Hang the fuck on. I thought... Can't remember where that door was now. It's in here, isn't it? Right. And down. That works. Puzzles. Okay, so I think... Yep, 5 sails and the 115 from the clock.
The plate is right there, just in front of me. If the water level was higher, I could probably pass through.
What? Hang on. Yeah, but I can't get in here. What? Hang on. The water level were higher.
Can't do that now.
How do we make the water level higher? The thing is, I don't think we can get in here in summer time. I don't think so, anyway. Because she won't cross the water, right? So... Huh. Did I miss something? Game's usually pretty good at explaining all its little puzzles. And then it's like I can't get across here because water in the way. Huh. So there's something else. Something else I've got to do. Okay. We need to find another solution because it can't be that. Get the water level higher. You know, I don't actually know. First time I've hit a stump. Haven't seen or read anything in the house. There must be something in here that we can, like, be all, like... Actually, hang on. What did that, plaque out here say? I was only half paying attention because I was looking at something else.
The flower house once belonged to the Vinio family, which played a leading role in local agriculture. The basement illustrating the former activities of the family can be visited during Heritage Days. An ingenious controllable water supply system of the White Manor made it possible to supply the property if necessary.
Interesting. Also, is that an axe I can use? It is. Well, how about that? Now, where can I use an axe? I can think of one place. I don't know if this is the right answer, but I did just notice the axe, so I was like, ah, okay. This may lead to something. Or it may not. Seriously? Bloody annoyance. Nice. We still have it at least. Guess we need to knock something else down too.
You are near one of the entrances to the White Manor. This path is directly connected to its water system. The Duc de Bliard built its various accesses to defend St. Exel from potential assault. Ultimately never used, over time it ended up a piece of decoration.
Interesting. Yeah, it'd be nice if I could see it, but it's a little chilly around here at the moment.
Nothing.
Hey, well, before we continue too far, a thought does occur that I should probably unlock this gate while I have the opportunity to. Because otherwise, I might not. Alright.
The de Bliard family made their own wine? That's not very common in the area. I wonder if it's good.
The beach. Interesting.
Completely locked.
Ooh. Where the hell are we?
Nothing. In front of you is the moat system devised by the Duc de Bliard. This system has undergone some modernization over time. Through a rather elaborate logic, the moat can direct its water to supply the Assumption Church, the Flower House, and even the Duro property at the edge of the Keys. Even if this system has some electrical assistance to facilitate its use, the operation of the system remains fairly basic. I'm missing something to operate this.
Yes, better. I can see what the bloody hell I'm doing now. Okay, so we can either direct it in one of 3 places. That's actually quite useful, I think. Can we not sit down on that? If only to make his little mini save. Ooh. Hey, it worked. And we can take it back down again? Yep.
With the water gone, it's safe to go down the ladder again.
Okay.
This plaque symbolizes the Duc de Bliard. The water comes from his manor uphill. This logo represents the Assumption Church. I can send water to the church this way. I have already seen this drawing for the Duro family. This tunnel must supply the Keys and the beach.
I think I see. So obviously doing that raises the water level. So I'm guessing that means we've pumped a bunch of water into the house now? Not quite done yet, though. Ice, ice, baby. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to go over the ice and grab the other valve handle, I think. However, what I actually need to do right now is go to the bathroom, because I'm very much bursting to for the toilet. So, I'm going to take a quick break, and I'll be back in a minute. See you in a sec, guys. And we're back. Alright. So I think, assuming I've worked this out correctly, I can jump down onto the ice and get that other handle. Yep, there it is. You'd almost think I've played a video game before or something. Oh. Hang on. If I'm going to lose the axe when I do this, I'd rather drop it down in some place where I can actually get to it without having to walk around. Didn't realise that was going to be a problem. The axe may well come in handy. I am curious that that's apparently a thing, but hey ho, what are you going to do? Always makes you wonder why bother. You can carry so much of everything else.
Tu es mon seul ami.
Interesting. Alright, let's see what else we've got.
The wheel won't budge in this weather.
That's a fair point. Better. Lower it back down again? No, interesting. Oh, yes, it does. I was like, huh, that's weird. It doesn't. But no, it does. It just takes a very, 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 very long time. That's weird.
I can't use the wheel while the machinery is still in operation.
It's not. It's finished. So presume... I don't know if we can have all three active at the same time, although I'm going to hope so. Guess we'll see. Yeah, that works.
Completely locked.
I'm a little curious, actually, because it says to the beach. Like, where does this go?
T'es mal, style.
So that takes it to 3:4:15. I'm just curious. I've got to know. Oh, here. I know where this is. Let's see that one just went down.
I like you. You like me. We should hang.
Right.
Ne m'oublie pas.
I know that Heritage Day is coming up soon, but I won't be there to open my garden. The manager of the Panier à Crabe restaurant, who is a friend, has a duplicate of the key. He must surely keep the key safe there. I'll let you see that with him. Regards.
The restaurant, huh?
Back in the city, I knew a few trendies that would kill for this perfectly normal item.
This should... Yeah, I thought so. Okay, so I've got a decision to make about what I'm going to do with certain items. Now, I know that... So the restaurant... I'm assuming it is this restaurant down here, right? Didn't say where, though. Just that he had a
Let
key.
me guess. You want me to serve you a refreshing perfection. Is that it? A little perfection for the road?
I'll get my health ticking back up. At least that's something.
Completely locked.
So where could this key actually be? Things up here still doing that weird shifting thing. Yep. I mean, we solved this puzzle before, right? So...
It's locked up tight.
Honey, it's me. I dropped the key to the restaurant in the gutter in front of the post office, and I can't get it back. I know you have a lot of work with the ending exhibition, but as soon as it's over, can you open to Artisan with the double? I don't understand why so many people are attracted by a stupid secretary that unlocks with the help of light. Our superb cooking skills should be enough for them. Don't forget to store our most important items in this secretary. We'll just have to remember to put them away before reopening the exhibit. Don't forget to put inside what the Doro gave us to access their garden. Sorry to be your super mega burden. Love ya.
So they did put it up there. Wait, have I already solved this? Well, I don't have that key, do I? Do I already have this key back at my home? I don't actually remember. Because I remember there was the key outside the post office. Because it was in the gutter, if you remember. And then I got that key. I came in here because it was the key for the back door, wasn't it? I'm sure it was. And then we had... Yeah, we solved that light puzzle. I guess maybe I do already have it. One of these days, I'm going to remember what the right bloody button is. Oh, I do. I must have just not thought to check. Yeah, okay. I can be very dense sometimes. I've been carrying that around for so long, I guess I just forgot. I think it's... No, wait, is that the right key? I don't know. Yep. I got that ages ago and I've been running around not knowing what the hell to do with it. Okay.
The artificial canal in front of you finds its source at the White Manor. The fresh water that came in abundantly made it easier to clean fishing products. As the winter cold can freeze the water and cause this canal to burst, the city built a system to control how much water arrives here at the White Manor.
Yeah. Well, fancy that.
Completely locked.
Oh, we don't get to even go inside. Lame. Lame, I say.
I should keep an eye on the time.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah.
Hey, beauty. There's a cross at the church waiting for you.
Okay, excellent. So that's another one down. And now we know how to get to the other one. I'm assuming it's, like, available now. Okay. You know, I don't actually know where the other place we need an axe is. Don't even know if there is one that I know about yet. Which is a little on the annoying side. So yeah, I gotta head back to the house. Yeah, I know. And we'll sleep for the night. And I think I know what I'm gonna do next. Shit. Annoying. Yeah. Apparently I never seem to have enough of that. Okay, if we're gonna do this, what we'll do is we'll drop everything off in here, including the axe. We'll drop the axe off as well, assuming we can. We can! There we go. That will keep.
Tu m'avais manqué.
Yeah, it's we've still got an hour and a half, but there's nothing we can do because there's nowhere we can like go without running the risk of running out of time. So may as well just leave off. Technically a little early, but it's what it is. Oh, that's not good.
This again.
I haven't seen this for a while. In fact, I haven't seen this since the start of the game.
I recognize this computer. It's in the lighthouse, too. Enter coordinates. What coordinates? These signals they receive, are they talking? Is it even for us? are you doing here? Is that a message for them? Are they using these antennas? I had almost forgotten that dream.
Yeah, you and me both. Because look, you see what I mean about how these things seem to be everywhere? Now, it could just be a reused asset. Like, there might not be anything malicious to it. It could just be that, you know, the assets for the game were created, and so they just drop those around like a kind of an architectural thing. Fine. Understandable, I suppose. Okay. So, we've got that. Do I want to take the axe? Until I know a place to use it, I don't see the point. But then it just means I'm going to have to... Here's the thing. The reason why I don't want to take the axe is because I know there's something else I need to pick up. I got another handle, and I do know where to use that. So I'm thinking that should be my focus. Get the handle. We grab the handle, we take it to where it needs to go, and then we grab this last plate and head back for the church. Theoretically. Bit of a roundabout way to do it, but unfortunately such things are necessary. I don't know what the heart items are. I think they might just be collectibles. I think. Could be wrong, but I think they're just collectibles.
I like you. You like me. We should hang.
All right.
You are near one of the entrances to the White Manor. This path is directly connected to its water system. The Duc de Bliard built its various accesses to defend St. Exel from potential assault. Ultimately never used, over time it ended up a piece of decoration.
I wanted to see what the shot was supposed to be, because I was there in winter before and I couldn't see anything. It's a good shot of those water pillars, though, so that's something I think.
Both knew you couldn't resist me.
Interesting.
You'll figure this one out easily, I hope. For each coin you can get, a prize awaits you near Nico the Robot in George's workshop.
Not too smart.
Sweet. So we use up a lever to get through there to get a coin and a lever. I don't know where the hell to use another lever either, so, okay. Okay, so we go... Yeah, we make it winter. We can go in the front door over here.
The door is blocked
Nope.
by the snow.
Upstairs. Other way around. Hang on, stairs.
It was complicated, but we always knew you would end up in my hands.
Nice. Well, I guess that's it. Now, I've got to think about what the fastest way to the church is from here. Because this area, fairly certain, only has an exit back to the house area. I think. Memory serves. Because there's that one, and at the other end of the place also leads back to the house, doesn't it? Think. Okay,
Ne m'oublie pas.
I need to think. Which way am I going? Church. I do also need to check that area, which shouldn't take too long actually. That's a bit of a detour, but might want to check that place first. Where did the other door go? I remember, you actually end up right next to where I do want to go. Yes, perfect. I'm hoping that the power is on now. I'll show you. I thought that's what I had to do. I thought I had to turn the power on to...
So you're Nico the robot. You don't seem super friendly for something made to amuse kids. Still, he and the museum look shut down for now.
Okay, what am I missing in terms of getting the power for this place going? I thought this was... that was something else.
George, with the momentary storm, your windmill system went into safety mode and stopped. I wanted to reactivate it, but I couldn't put my hand back on the lever. In the meantime, the museum will remain in the dark.
Okay, so I've got to... I thought activating the water wheels would do this. I guess I needed something else. Got it.
Way more welcoming.
This one, it's the easiest, I'm sure of it.
No puzzle can resist me.
Hey, apparently that was all of them.
This is where I have to put the tokens.
Well, that happened.
No token, no price.
Okay.
I want a piece of paper with a joke. Do you know who burned the Sistine Chapel years ago? Michelangelo. I swear to God.
What? Yeah, okay. Oh. Oh, apparently the souvenir items, according to the achievement that just popped up. Ooh. Chipto's commercial, huh? Crackers, okay. Remember how many of these I've got.
I want a piece of paper with a joke.
Yay.
What's the worst that can happen when your job is to tie sausages together? Not being able to make ends meet.
How many of these have I got? I can't even remember. Not enough space in inventory. Ah, is that in the crafting section? Must be. Okay, tell you what. We can come back for that in a bit once we've dropped off That is wonderfully noisy, isn't it? So it looks like there is a gun mod as the final reward for that. I'm not surprised. I'm pretty sure that door's locked. Depending on what the gun mod is will depend on how I react to my acquiring it. If it's something I can think, oh, that'll be nice to have, but not essential, then I'll just lug it around in my inventory for a bit until I next head back to the house.
Yes, here we are. I will finally find out what this crypt is hiding from me.
Not immediately. We need to go back and get that gun mod. Never known someone to be that desperate to walk into a crypt. So as I said, depending on what this mod is, will depend on if I go and equip it now before I go into the crypt, or if I lug it around for a bit to do so later. As if it's just your... I don't know. I don't know what it could be, because I've had one for accuracy, and I've had one for ammo. There could be a damage increasing one, which I wouldn't say no to. To hold meets faster
I've collected all
reloads.
the possible prizes from No-No. He couldn't resist me.
You call him No-No? She said No-No, but the subtitle said Nico. Faster reloads. I mean, it's a nice to have, but I wouldn't call it an essential. Kind of makes me wonder how much more of this game there is left. So I'm trying to think, like, is there anywhere we haven't been, puzzles we haven't solved? I don't actually know. Still, we're about to find out. We still got to get up into the bell tower. We haven't found out whatever piece of music we apparently need for that. What's the big mystery, huh?
The desecrations of tombs and vaults. Everything was true. Badges and clothing stolen from Lacren. The devotees planned to strike a blow and take control of the lighthouse. At the same exact moment, people discovered their sordid staging in the church.
Remember that if you are here with me tonight, it's because it has chosen you too, my most devoted. We have been preparing for months. The direction of our
I understand why the town stopped ordering these. Know what? I will help myself. Generously.
destiny will finally shift. We've done everything the Protector wanted us to do. We offered it the bodies of all those who wronged it. Each family, through generations, has repaid its debt. Their children's turn has come. Tomorrow, and that's a promise, we will finally be able to get in touch with it. Many people will stand in our way, but their efforts will
They still had some gas in the tank. They were not ready to stop anytime soon.
be in vain. Once the village feast is over, when people will discover our messages in the church, we will infiltrate the lighthouse and take over the basement. We know that the Rock-Alcel has equipment to send a message, and we will use it to contact our divinity. Patrick, you will block the front door of the lighthouse so that no one can get out. Hélène, you will help me in the basement. As for the others, you will take care of sending our new offerings. The information that you stole from the ornithologist at the top of the bell tower was decisive. He thought he understood the world by observing the air, without knowing that the truth was hiding at the bottom of our sea. These observations and the offerings we made from the beaches of Saint-Exil allowed me to know where the entity was waiting for us to contact it. Doubt may cross your minds this last night, but be reassured. All our spiritual pains are also our chances of redeeming ourselves. We have reached the point of no return. Tomorrow is our big day. Rest and meet me near the lighthouse at 11 a.m.
Interesting.
This music sheet must be important if she hid it here. It must allow access to information that she kept preciously for herself. Yes. To complete such maps, she most likely found a high vantage point.
One, two, three, four. Interesting. Huh. So they did contact something in the water? This bloop creature? Because at first I thought the bloop thing was a submarine, but I think actually the submarine was following it. Or tracking it or something. I don't think the submarine was the thing in question. I think what it was some kind of I don't know, eldritch thing. Best guess, anyway. Alright, so we should... Now, fortunately, I can actually read sheet music, at least at a basic level. Which, mercifully, is as complicated as most video games ever get. Do I need to... Right, okay. Okay, so if one is... Hang on, that's the third line up. That's B. Technically B... Let's not bother with those. Technically, I think it means like a half note or something like that. I forget the specifics. As I said, I only ever knew basics. 2 is a G. 3 is F sharp. That's what the hash means next to it, for the record. And 4... In fact, no, I misread that one. 2 is not G, 2 is E. Duh. And then 4 is G. Befk. So what we're actually looking at is... Yeah. I think I got it. Oh, look, it's actually got them labeled. I didn't realize that. Okay, so we want B. E. F sharp. Befk.
The atmosphere is incredible. Nothing. That bell is gigantic, but this one won't bring chocolate eggs for Easter anymore.
What? What? Since when did a bell do that? Yeah. Must be a French thing. You ring bells to get chocolate eggs at Easter? It's not a tradition I'm familiar with, actually. Oh well. 'Tis what it is. Why are we going up here again?
This ornithologist had the courage to go upstairs every time? Either you're committed, or you aren't. I really hope to find answers to my questions.
Okay.
No doubt. There was an ornithologist here. There are most likely no better places to study birds in nature. This chair is completely torn up. You spent a lot of time here, didn't you?
Apparently.
Compilation of observations on nature and animals. This document is heavy. He's been compiling information for months and months. It will take me some time to study it. Please bring me some answers. I'm so tired.
Nighttime study material, huh?
He also left me some kind of nautical maps. That's the sea depth of the village's surroundings.
Interesting. Well, I guess that's what we came for. That's the next. We need to sleep in order to continue the story.
Pages seem to have been torn out of these documents. She must have found a place to send the signal and kept it to herself. I will probably be able to sort through the tapes the spy stole and find out if the lighthouse had any luck recording this thing underwater. With these maps, it will give me the right spot to send that signal. But I need to read through this all first.
Okay. Looks like we're heading back to base. Which is good because I did want to slap that upgrade into my gun, so that's fun. Yeah, I guess good progress. Okay, we need to... We'll go direct. Which means this way. Seriously? Oh, that's a lot of people. Woo! Sorry, that was a lot of people. I kind of figured, oh no. Three at once is pushing it. I mean, I've got all this high quality ammo, I may as well use at least a bit of it. Might as well. Where were the other circuit breakers? I know there was one near the lighthouse. I'll be asked to put that one in. No, it's too late for that. Theoretically. I don't remember where all the others were.
I like this new grip. A better hold means faster reloads.
So yeah, we got better aiming, more ammo, faster reloads. The only thing I'd like is more damage, but...
T-10.
Alright, let's see what we got. Drop off all my stuff. So yeah, I guess all the hearts were just like collectible things. Oh, fuck. The game just crashed. Oh, no. Oh, I'm trying to think where the hell it would have last auto-saved me. Ooh, that could be a problem. Okay, that's fine. That's a little annoying, but that could have been a hell of a lot worse. Woo! Don't know why I did that.
I like this new grip. A better hold means faster reloads.
Okay. Let's hope we can actually save the fact you've got it this time, shall we? Yep. All I was trying to do was sort out my bloody inventory a bit. There's no auto sort, so I was doing it manually, but screw it, whatever, I guess. Okay. It's 5 o'clock, so I'm going to stop and take a break. At least I got back into the game pretty quickly, so didn't have to wait for it to load up or anything like that. What we'll do, actually, there's a couple of... Nope. There's a couple of tapes I haven't listened to yet. And some of them are quite long. What I'll do is I'll listen to them when I get back from the break. And then we'll sleep for the night, because that way I'm not wasting any, like, active time. Because I'm going to have more tapes after I do sleep, because, you know, you tend to get those after major chapters. So, yeah. Time for break. Back in a minute, guys. And we are back. Oh, or we would be. Hang on. There it goes. Took a few seconds to think about it for a moment there. Okay, so we've got this, which is apparently just a commercial. Probably not important.
Mais attends, mais qu'est-ce que tu fais là-haut?
Bah quoi, je trempe mes chips, sauce.
Mais tu as déjà goûté leur goût naturel et inimitable?
Bah,
Is this just in French?
Je vais tester, oh. Raison, y a pas besoin de sauce.
Chipstos?
Yeah, okay, it's just in French. That was a waste of time. Okay, this one's 5 minutes long, so buckle the fuckle up.
To restore some kind of joy and positive atmosphere in the village, the mayor and the villagers gave themselves hearts and souls to maintain the good performance of the festivals and the annual fair. We like that kind of stuff with Pierre, so we went and took a look. Obviously, we weren't the only ones to appreciate. Almost the whole village was there. And to add beauty to the heart, the weather had even joined the party. It was a beautiful day. Ideal for celebrating outdoors. We took advantage of this moment to discuss work and professional future at St. Exel, still a little obscure for us. I was struggling to find a stable job in the area, and Pierre absolutely wanted me to pass this interview for a company that I had contacted. Despite the many discussions we had on the topic, we never managed to come to an agreement. There was therefore only one solution. The final decision will be picked during one of the fair ball games. It was our tightest match, and Pierre had to throw the last ball. My future was in his hands. But when it was time to shoot, a very violent, almost deafening noise rang in our ears. It was 2 fighter planes that were very close to St. Exel, and in particular, the place where the fair was being held. And then after that, nothing. Or more precisely, silence. Everyone had their eyes fixed on the sky. Several seconds after that, there was a muffled sound in the distance. An explosion? I saw concern and panic creeping into the faces of the inhabitants. It was not normal. The planes and now this? What was going on? The silence was again broken by many birds coming out of the trees. The fair was surrounded by a forest, and we couldn't have any idea what was going on there. Thick yellow smoke began to appear. A few tens of seconds later, it already occupied almost entirely the place of the party. Pierre and I were paralyzed, unable to move. I saw some of the people in the fair breathing in the gas and immediately collapsing as if dead. We could only see about 20 meters away, I would say. And among this hubbub, or rather this general panic, I distinguished sounds, voices, which were spoke through walkie-talkies. I couldn't understand, but I managed to hear a sentence. Only one. Grab them all, till the last one. At that time I saw what seemed to me like dozens and dozens of soldiers coming out of the woods. They were everywhere. They were armed and wore suits that allowed them not to breathe the gas and probably see a little more clearly than us. In a burst of courage, or stupidity, Pierre and I fled as far as possible without looking back. We returned home, knowing that we were trapped. We locked the door, taking one last look at the gas that was already progressing down our street. We were probably not the only ones who managed to escape. It was clear that they weren't going to leave us alone. We then thought of the same thing. We climbed up there top speed, and the box was still neatly stored, as if it was waiting for us. But we both knew on the way up, there was only one suit, only one mask. Pierre left me no choice. It was so fast. I told him he couldn't do that. I didn't want to. Nothing worked. He made me put on the suit and the mask. I had tears in my eyes. I think he did too. He turned, looked at the window and exclaimed, "I see them. They arrive," and he took me in his arms and we stayed like that. I had the impression that it lasted for hours and just a few seconds. We felt the ground shaking, the furniture lying around vibrating. My eyes fell on Pierre again. He saw that I was terrified and I didn't want to let go of him. He looked at me and he smiled and he said, "Stay with me." Suddenly a kind of white light pierced the room from side to side, revealing us. He looked at me for the last time and whispered, "I love you, Elise." A few minutes later I woke up, at 8 o'clock sharp in the morning. I was lying in my bed. The light, the gas, the soldiers, Pierre. Everything had disappeared. I went outside. I was alone, left completely apart in St. Axel.
Okay, that's weird. Like, I understand the soldiers attacking with the gas, which was supposed to knock people out so they could round them all up and evacuate the town. And I get that, you know, she had the gas mask because it was for the previous owner of the house. Don't know entirely who sent it there or why. Like, that I get. What I don't get is, if those two were together when the gas went off, if the soldiers went into the house to get them, they would have got both of them. So what happened after the bright flash of light and her waking up? There's a gap there. And something doesn't quite match. There's a time gap. And that's never a good thing. Yeah, just the one, huh?
The documents I found at the top of the bell tower are incredible. It's clear now that the whole cult thing is based on the observations of a very talented ornithologist. This person knew a lot about nature and how to monitor changes happening throughout the region. He made precise observations regarding birds' behavior, and apparently the tide changed its rhythm. It became unregular and seems to get further and further from its synchronicity with the moon. He also mentioned the fountain's water. Apparently it comes from a very deep source under the ground. He believes the water touches these blue rocks that are responsible for what's happening here. His theory is that something made these rocks resurface because of a mining process happening under the sea? He installed something to stop the water in case it was dangerous for the population, but the snow probably broke it, and that's why it's back. I also found different maps regarding the sea depth at large of St. Exel. He was particularly interested by 3 wide cavities. I took the maps with me, but they are drawn on transparent material. I will need the projector in the basement to display them. Based on his observations, I believe he predicted the location of the water columns? Feels like he knew already that these columns would be there. Or maybe it's just the fact that the birds were attracted by that very spot early on. He had everything under his eyes. But the cult took everything and put it to bad use. And what for? Sending a message to a divinity with the lighthouse equipment? Maybe I could use that equipment too and send a signal to finally know what's hidden down there. If I use the encrypted tape the spy left to spot where the submarine has been in the ornithologist map's region, maybe I can pinpoint a location where to send the signal to? I need to check these tapes and see what I can find.
Interesting. So yeah, we need to use the projector downstairs. I mean, I knew that was going to come in handy at some point, just didn't quite know when. Okay, that's fine.
I always forget to drink.
Fair enough. Alright. So, because one thing I did notice about those columns of water is they do seem to curve towards the top. So I wonder if they're making like a, almost like a dome around the place. Oh, not quite a dome as such, but you know what I mean.
I need to find the right coordinates. Decrypting tapes could help me track this underwater thing.
Right. Decrypting tapes. We tried this before and like nothing happened. Maybe I've actually got the tapes now?
Let's listen to what the Rorqual cell recorded at the coordinates found by the ornithologist. I'm sure it's just a big fish.
That's a nice thought, isn't it? Wait, what? Okay, so what have we got? Press the bypass switch. Use this dial to change the play speed. Okay, so we've got to...
Detecting immersion. The laser is finally operational following the repairs. We sent the first pulse burst
fine.
The layer of the whales, the deepest point of the perimeter. Awaiting confirmation before diving below 350 meters. Transmission 823, 75th day in immersion. The laser is finally operational following the repairs. We sent the first pulse burst at 85 joules minus 1 day. We are getting closer to the residual reflection located above the layer of the whales, the deepest point of the perimeter. Awaiting confirmation before diving below 350 meters. Transmission 823, 75th day in immersion. The laser is finally operational.
Oh, hang on. Okay, so...
A fisherman? Not really interesting.
Tu portes la poisse, mon pote. J'ai attrapé un accro de 8 kilos. J'en reviens pas. Dès que je rentre, on le met sur le barbecue. Roger, tu vas pas...
So not that one. Right, I get it. Okay. We gotta find out where the thing is. So was I right with the first one?
Okay, so you were there too.
Personnel in the building seems agitated. The radiation level is back below the threshold value, but a dive below the 400-meter mark still does not seem recommended. At our level, we confirm that the residual image has changed coordinates. The ghost ship will soon be within range. Awaiting your orders. Transmission 1043, 82nd day. We are still waiting for the return of the analysis probe after the loss of signal 3 days ago now. The non-military personnel in the building seems agitated. The radiation level is back below the threshold value, but a dive below the 400-meter mark still does not seem recommended. At our level, we confirm that the residual image has changed coordinates. The ghost ship will soon.
Oh, again, wrong button.
Transmission 1043, 82nd day.
Okay, so you were the fisherman one, weren't you? Just to check. Yeah, okay, so that one was the fisherman. Third one. So I'm getting the hang of this, hang on.
Minus 1 day. Getting closer to the residual reflection located above the layer of the whales,
The deepest point of the perimeter.
awaiting confirmation before diving below 350 meters. Transmission 823, 75th day in immersion. The laser is finally operational following the repairs. We sent the first pulse burst at 85 joules minus 1 day. We are getting closer to the residual reflection located above the layer of the whales, the deepest point of the perimeter. Awaiting confirmation before diving below 350 meters. Transmission 823, 75th day in immersion.
Huh. See, that's weird. You do that and it just...
Transmission 823, 75th day in immersion.
It actually changes the number on the thing. That's really weird.
Transmission 823, 75th 75th day.
So I don't know if the numbers on this mean anything, but I'm going to write them down anyway, just in case. But yeah, the numbers change, so it probably doesn't. And the last one. Gotta find the frequency. Come on, where are you? So you pick a tape, you find the frequency, and then adjust the speed if needs be. Nothing?
Dolphins. But that doesn't help me much.
Transmission 1043, 82nd day.
So we've only got the 2, but I felt we needed 3. Because there was 3 of these. Okay. Whoa. Oh no. What? I was trying to activate this.
I need to find the right coordinates. Decrypting tapes could help me track this underwater thing.
It was 450 and... So, hang on, it was... Huh. One was 400, the other was 350. I think. Assuming these are depths, right? So we gotta look for one that says 400 and one that says 350. Is that what I'm learning? There's definitely a 350. 350 there. Thing is, we've got 4 tapes to work with and only 2 of them seem to be important, and yet... I don't know if there's a tape I'm missing. Hang on. I'm assuming if I just slide it into the right place, that the game will go like, "Ooh, that's correct." 201, 48.7. Don't see anything with...
I need to find the right coordinates. Decrypting tapes could help me track this underwater thing.
Yeah, but we only had the 4 tapes to work with, right? Like... Unless I'm missing something. Which, you know what? I don't think I am. Nah, see, because the problem you've got is like that one's labeled as minus. Because this one's -3 north and 49.34 west, right? So we got the coordinates and we got an apparent depth.
The laser is finally operational following the repairs. We sent the first pulse burst at 85 joules -1 day. Getting closer to the residual reflection located above the lair of the whales, the deepest point of the perimeter. Awaiting confirmation before diving below 350 meters. Transmission 823, 75th day in immersion. The laser is finally operational following the repair.
Still waiting for the return of the analysis probe after the loss of signal 3 days ago now. The non-military personnel in the building seems agitated. The radiation level is back below the threshold value, but a dive below the 400-meter mark still does not seem recommended.
So below 300 and below 400 is what you're saying. Or, yeah, below 350.
I need to find the right coordinates. Decrypting tapes could help me track this underwater thing.
So below 400, below 350. As you're telling me it's just like that or something? I'm really not sure what it's asking me, which is the problem. I mean, I think I sort of get it, but I don't really... So usually there's like 3 that you need, right? But there's 4 tapes. 2 of them are like, no, this is not important. Like, she actually said, no, you don't need to worry about this. So there's 2 possibilities. Either I gotta find a place where these 2 like line up with something. But I don't know. Not sure I'm getting what the puzzle is. Because in order to solve a puzzle, you have to be able to understand it, and I don't think I understand it.
I need to find the right coordinates. Decrypting tapes could help me track this underwater thing. I need to find the right coordinates.
We've only got 3.
Decrypting tapes could help me track this underwater thing.
Thing is, there's no like, oh, look here option. There's no like activate. So presumably it'll automatically activate whenever I get something right.
Transmission 1040, 82nd day. We are still waiting for the return of the analysis probe after the loss of signal 3 days ago.
Roger, tu vas pas ouvrir tes yeux. Te laisser au port aujourd'hui, c'est vraiment la meilleure des idées.
Tu portes la poisse, mon pote. J'ai attrapé un accro de 8 kilos. J'en reviens pas. Dès que je rentre, on le met sur le barbecue. Roger, tu vas pas ouvrir tes yeux.
So that's the French person. That's the dolphins. Apparently neither of those are important. So it's the 2 middle ones. Now, again, I don't know if... See, this is the point. Like, I feel like there should be a 3rd one, right? because it's 3 coordinates to work something out, but there isn't. There's 2. Maybe there's like a secret in one of these or something. Okay. No, there's nothing on there that really helps either. Okay, so I'm assuming I've found all the information.
Find the right coordinates. Decrypting tapes could help me track this underwater thing.
So, yeah, the coordinates. Because she specifically says coordinates, right? So it's -3 north. Nothing's directly on the -3 north line. 49. See, the X's are in the wrong place, I think. Like the -2.01 north. That's kind of in the right place, but that's supposed to be paired with 48.78. But that one's over 49. These X's are in the wrong place. And yet, there's nothing else I can do to like...
I need to find the right coordinates. Decrypting tapes could help me track this underwater thing.
We can do that, we can do that, we can switch that. We can't change where those exits... I think the exits are in the wrong place. That's the weird thing. It's like... I don't know if... I mean, my only guess is to just try everything and see what the fuck happens. Hang on, -2.1, so it's about there-ish. And then 48. So it'd be about there. So I think what we're doing is we're looking for a number presumably between 400 and 450 and 350 and... 400. Anything with 440, There's barely any 400s at all. Gotta be a one with something that's over 400, but not over 450. See, the only one I got is this one. Which, I don't know. Assuming that's even the right one. Nothing there. That's 436, which would technically fit the bill. Again, assuming I'm not barking up the wrong tree. I'm not sure. I really feel like I've not had something explained to me properly on this. 436 there. The other one is between 350 and 400, I assume. But again, it's like if it's -3 north and 49 point, it's in again. The X is in the wrong place. Are the X's mistakes? I'm not understanding this puzzle. I may have to look this up. I don't want to. You know me, I always prefer to work out the answer myself, but this is kind of silly. I'm gonna look this up. I don't know what I'm missing or understanding on this, but assuming I can find a guide for this. Whoa. What? Oh, that would explain it. There is a third one, but there's 4 tapes, and 2 of them are nonsense. Hey? Unless it's saying there are 5? Hang on. Which one's this?
Gotcha. 1 location down.
Right.
3 coordinates validated. That should help me pinpoint the location. Let's use these maps on the projector now.
Oh.
3
no.
coordinates validated. That should help me pinpoint the location. Let's use these 3 coordinates validated. That should help me pinpoint the location. Let's use these maps on the projector now.
I don't know why that bugs out sometimes.
I have all the points now. Let's try to make one of these maps fit. That's it! The first coordinate is when they approached the area and detected something with their instruments. Then, they circled around the ghost ship and sent out a probe which never returned. Last recording was when they decided to go deeper. And something went very wrong. Poor bastards. Let's send a signal over there and see what's under the sea. To the lighthouse.
I see. That was annoying. I think what it was is that I misunderstood how the fucking tapes were being worked. Lighthouse, huh? Don't really know we've got time for this. Okay. Fair enough. I have no idea what the hell is going on. Yeah, so I think what I was getting wrong was I was misunderstanding the visual of the tapes. And what it was is there were 5 tapes there, and whichever one I selected disappeared. That's what I was misunderstanding. It wasn't very well staged, I don't think. I got it. I knew there was something missing, because I knew we were going to need 3 coordinates. That's just annoying.
So, I have to send a signal to something? To someplace unknown? Doesn't sound too scientific, Ace. Let's hope I don't end up like a submarine.
Let's hope not.
Am I just doing the same shit the Crypt did?
Probably. I'm assuming we're going to interact with the computer deck. That doesn't sound good. Computer? Computer. Maybe... Ah, this computer. Here we go. Ooh, we got it. Yep. Oh. Uh-oh.
What?
What did that say? Uh-oh.
No. What have I done?
Oh, good. I may have done the wrong thing. I wonder if oh dear. Did I just get the bad ending? Wait. $12:24. I thought it was always 8 o'clock you woke up.
12:42. 12:42. It's the exact time of the attack. Did I fix it?
Doesn't sound like it. I mean, kind of sounds like it's still going on. Or are that going to be removed? No, it can't be fireworks. It's the middle of the day.
They are all back? Pierre!
No, they're daytime fireworks. That's a regular occurrence. Still got the water column things there, presumably? Oh. That's a... yeah.
As my sky was torn forever, I realized life would never be the same again. And I couldn't bear this alone anymore.
What?
Pierre! You probably don't get my messages, but they don't give me much time to call, and they most likely screen my calls. I need to explain. Please, pick up. Pierre? Pierre, are you there? Look, I don't know if you'll get this message. I have to explain to you. You're going to have a hard time believing me. It probably just felt like an hour, but I was locked up for several weeks completely alone. I still have a hard time understanding. I still have a hard time believing it. I think that the time stopped. I managed to trace it back to the cult of devotees that we laughed at together. They managed to send a message to a creature hiding under the sea. I believe it was this message that triggered him to break time. Maybe it wanted to protect itself. I don't know. I'm not sure what it was doing there. It must have something to do with that blue crystal you gave me. It looks like it has the property of modifying time. And because I had it on me, that's why I wasn't frozen like you. They don't want to answer my questions. I think that thing was mining the crystals at the bottom of the sea. Don't ask me how, but I managed to send a second message. Maybe it surprised the creature who decided to run away? This is what you all saw in the sky that day. I hope you believe me. I hope nothing happened to you.
Well, I should mute this. I won't mute it, but I will turn the volume right down. This... Okay, I just had to look it up just while that was going on in the background. There is no alternate ending to this game, as far as I know. Yeah, that's it. that's the game. It just stops. I did read in one little thing that they were thinking of adding in an alternate ending because so many people complained about it. I don't know if they did. I'm trying to find out. But it doesn't look like it. Wow, that's fucking impressive. Okay. I do feel like there was a lot of stuff in that game I missed. But at the same time, I'm like, what? Okay, it's literally just gone 6 o'clock, so we're gonna have to wrap it up. This game is odd. Like, it really feels a bit rushed and a bit unfinished and unfocused. Like, it's not bad, though. This is the weird thing about it. Like, there's actually a lot that I like here. The environments are well designed. The puzzles are actually pretty good. Like, I enjoyed solving the puzzles. The combat really needed some work. I think it would have been better if it had been a bit more active. Like, you could run around a bit quicker. Like, you could move when aiming, although it should be slower, of course. And you should have a proper dodge roll. I think would have made a lot more of an interesting combat system. I do feel like there were some elements of the game that I maybe missed. Because I only unlocked, what was it, number 2, number 3, and number 5 on the memories. So presumably there's at least another 2 out there that I didn't find. Maybe getting all of those would have led to a different ending. Looking at the Steam forums, because obviously that's where I look, someone talking about an ending, they say that maybe they might add options in, but they said that the ending is designed to open up for a sequel, which sequel bait endings never great, guys. Like, I don't mind if you're gonna do a thing where you want to leave a few lingering questions. You don't just stop a story. I've said this before. I've said this with a lot of indie games that clearly like had a limited budget and didn't have a budget to tell the full game they wanted. So rather than just find a way to wrap up the story, they just stop and go, ooh, don't worry, sequel. Funnily enough, a little while back, from my YouTube archive, I edited a game called Close to the Sun, which does exactly the same thing. The ending just stops under the assumption, well, don't worry, we'll make a sequel. And then they never do because the game never sells well. But despite the crappy ending and the somewhat lackluster storytelling and the frustrating but passable combat, I do think there's a lot to like here. Like, the game visually looks great. I think it's a really good looking game. I mean, for an indie game, it's obviously got that indie level to it, but it still looks pretty good. Let's see, as I said, the puzzles are really good. Storytelling could have done a bit better, although I got the feeling these guys are obviously not English. Presumably they are a French developer. So I get that English is not their first language. The translation was a little wonky in places, but not terrible. Voice acting was fine. Generally speaking, I liked it, but it definitely had some rough edges that needed to be sanded off. And my guess is that the reason the ending kind of jumps up at you when it does is they just ran out of time and budget. Which, as I said, happens a lot with small little indie games. But that's fine. It is what it is. It's not fine that the ending is bad, but running out of budget and having to ship your game, like, I understand it. But you really should then scale your game back. Make it smaller. But as I said, there's a lot to like here. I love the... Once I got over the surprise of it, I liked the weather switching thing that added an element of puzzling to it. Kind of felt like they could have done more with that puzzle-wise. But it was interesting for what it was. As I said, I felt like I missed a couple of things here or there. But at the same time, I'm like, well, I think like I should just stop. Like, I got 3 sessions out of this, and I was planning about 4 or 5. So, you know what? It is what it is on that front. So there's Broken Pieces. Not a terrible game, but not a fantastic one either. Like I said, definitely some rough edges. Excuse me, some rough edges here. But, I don't know, it's not the worst game I've played. Like, this one at least had a game to it, unlike, as I previously mentioned, Close to the Sun, which was basically just a walking simulator. Which, again, nothing wrong with walking simulators, but, you know, if you're going for a different kind of game, you got to go for a different kind of game, you know? Thank you all for watching, everybody. I do hope you have enjoyed this, and I will see you all whenever I next see ya. Take care out there, everybody. Bye-bye.